The PlayStation 5 is awesome. I've now been using it for some time and I cannot go back to the PlayStation 4 Pro anymore. Sony was kind enough to send me a console before my own pre-order would arrive and also send me codes for the exclusive launch games that so far have been quality. Although, I gotta say, I'm mostly spending my time in Valhalla, of course. In this video, I want to share some impressions of using the console, talk about some of the games I checked, but I also want to look ahead now that the PS5 has launched in the US and other parts of the world and is almost out in the UK and Europe. Like, what type of games can we expect in the first year? We actually got some updates on this from Sony, and I will of course make some predictions too. So thanks for tuning in to the Sunday Your Game Show episode 30, where every Sunday we'll look at recent gaming trends and where I answer one of your questions at the end of the video. A like would really help the channel out. And let's go. You can win any 2020 game of your choice, by the way, in my November giveaway. Click the link in the pinned comment if you want to participate, and be sure you are a subscriber of the channel before you enter, and good luck. And this last week has been crazy in terms of new releases for the Series X and S, and of course with the PS5 launch, but also the new Call of Duty came out. Activision was kind enough to send me a code, and I've been doing some campaign missions. Like, it looks really good on the PlayStation 5. Plays great with the DualSense. So far it has been your typical Call of Duty campaign, over the top explosions, different environments, each mission. I'm really digging the Cold War theme. And the opening is actually in Amsterdam, where I am from, so it's quite fun to run through that. And they did a pretty good job. Like, from the levels that I've played so far, it's really nothing new. Still had fun. It's always cool to, like, on a new console, check out a shooter. And by the way, all the gameplay that you're seeing here is captured on the PlayStation 5. Like with the new create button, it's really good. It lets you make screenshots or start a new recording, but also save recent gameplay in different chunks. On the PlayStation 4, it would just be everything up until the last point you hit the share button, but on the PlayStation 5, you can select 15 seconds up to 30 minutes, making it way easier to get the stuff that you want. It's easily accessible, you can put it on a USB drive, you can record in 60 FPS as well, so it's a totally valid option for if you are into video game capture. So overall, I need to spend more time with the launch games. Miles is of course awesome, and in 60 FPS the game just rules compared to the 30 FPS on PS4. But I also noticed the new wishlist feature while browsing the PlayStation 5 store. Overall, it's just refreshing to have a fluid menu after what we had on PS4. And if you go to that PlayStation store, you can wishlist games or follow them so you are up to date on when new things will be announced. I of course immediately did that for Horizon Forbidden West. You can view some screenshots. Ratchet and Clank is here too. And this week we actually got a better idea of the window for those exclusive titles. Because in a new ad, Sony put the following text saying that Gran Turismo 7, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Returnal, the new Housemarque game, are anticipated for the first half of 2021, with Horizon Forbidden West in the second half. We of course already knew that Ratchet and Clank was a launch window title, so I still think March for that, and then Gran Turismo and Returnal after that, although Gran Turismo always gets delayed, so fingers crossed that it will make the first half of 2021 window. And let's not forget that we are supposed to get a new God of War by the end of 2021. And I say suppose because I still believe it when I see it, but that does mean that Horizon will be out before the holiday period, so I would put my money on September. Although Ghost of Tsushima has shown that July for a game could work really well too. We now by the way learned that the game has sold more than 5 million units, Herman confirmed, so that's a great achievement in a short period of time for a new IP. And it's running on 60 FPS on PlayStation 5 by the way, without any specific PlayStation 5 upgrades. I tried it out and it makes the game feel even better. I got other titles to play right now, but I will totally be revisiting Tsushima later on, because it kind of feels like a different game. It's really nuts. I also had to check on Horizon Zero Dawn, but really by downloading all these older games that you can easily view in your PS5 catalog, my hard drive was full on day one. Like 667 gigs of usable space is really not a lot, and there's no way to extend it, so that's really one of the biggest problems with the console right now. Guerrilla Games put up this tweet saying that both Killzone Shadowfall and Horizon Zero Dawn are backwards compatible, and that save files can be transferred over, and that is really true. You boot up the game, it immediately noticed my save, but while Killzone Shadowfall gets the upgrade to 60 FPS, Horizon wasn't touched at all in terms of performance. Like this Horizon on PlayStation 5, still 30 FPS, while we had the PC version a few months ago with unlocked frame rate, so I'm sure it's possible, but they are holding it back, and I think it's pretty obvious why. On the PlayStation 5, you can also easily access the PlayStation Plus collection if you are subscribed to the service. And AC titles like God of War, Uncharted 4, they even put Infamous Second Son in there, Days Gone is here, but Horizon is nowhere to be seen. A game that more than deserves to be on this must-play PS4 list. Well, I think it's because of the same reason that Spider-Man is not on this list, a game that would also perfectly fit, of course. But no, they made a remastered version instead that actually looks quite a lot better, as IGN showed in their video, but that is $20 on top of the Miles Morales purchase. Sony resold a lot of their games during the PS4 generation, with The Last of Us Remastered of course being a good example of that. And now this extra $20 on top of the new game seems like a way for them to still get money out of backwards compatible games. And with Forbidden West coming out next year, I totally think they will do the same here. Like, if you think about it, there are a lot of similarities. Miles and Forbidden West are both also coming to the PlayStation 4. So I think we will get that Horizon Zero Dawn remastered with the 60 FPS mode as part of a Forbidden West Ultimate Edition. Lock it in. Maybe they will do the same for God of War, because as Santa Monica mentions on Twitter, it is playable on the PlayStation 5 and it should actually have haptic feedback, and actually playing Horizon on PS5 with the DualSense feels better than on PS4, but it's still not like an enhanced version. The same for God of War. So maybe they will do a God of War remastered as well, because let's be honest, high chance that the new God of War will also be coming to PS4. A few days ago we actually had the boss of PlayStation, Jim Ryan, talking about how important cross-gen games will be for the next 3 years. Sure, we will still get things like Ratchet and Clank that will be PlayStation 5 exclusive, but I don't think they want to skip the PS4 with the new God of War that could easily sell 10 million there. And like right now, Demon's Souls is the only PlayStation 5 only game, but during holiday 2021, we should also see completely new games from the ground up made for the new consoles. The new Battlefield was once again confirmed for holiday 2021 and seems to be only coming to the new Xbox and PlayStation 5. We will have more info in the spring. I still think that the next Assassin's Creed will also launch in that window and be next gen only like Unity was 1 year after the PS4 and Xbox One. Could be wrong about that, but I'm still holding on to that prediction. EA will also launch a new Need for Speed next year, and they of course announced the Mass Effect Remastered Trilogy that should actually already be out before March 2021. Because they still want to launch one remaster before the end of their financial year. But going back to the wishlist feature, because we actually got Deathloop there as well, that just got a new release date. It will be coming out on May 21st. It also got a new trailer. I'm still really looking forward to this new game from the Dishonored creators. So yeah, it is on my wishlist, just like Hogwarts Legacy that is also coming at the end of 2021. Hopefully we get more of that during the Game Awards. I, by the way, want to do predictions for the Game Awards really soon. Or maybe they will put Gotham Knights there instead, because that actually seems to launch before Hogwarts Legacy. Resident Evil 8 is of course also coming next year. Far Cry 6 will arrive later than planned, but it will still be there. Like, the lineup for the new consoles and also for the current gen is still pretty wild. Final Fantasy 16, Ghostwire Tokyo, like the wishlist feature totally mentions a few of these games, but there are of course many of them still unannounced as well. And I will totally be doing a video where I will talk about all the games that I think will be announced in 2021. A video that I like to do every year, and the score for these predictions has always been pretty high, so excited to do that very soon. And we might actually get a new Astro game as well, like Sony teased that. And that would be awesome, because Astro's Playroom, that is installed for free on the PlayStation 5, is amazing and gives you a great idea of what is possible with the amazing DualSense controller. Like, it's really insane. And you actually see a trophy video here, because that's also a new feature. If you got a trophy, then they will record a 30-second video of you're getting the trophy and actually playing a little. No, but Astro's Playroom really shows you what is possible with the DualSense, and it's insane. And then you wish that more games would use it. And Miles Morales has some cool features, but for example, playing Call of Duty, like, it still feels great, not really that different. Valhalla does some little things, but because it was not a lot, I was extra surprised when there is one ability in the game that does use the adaptive triggers. And that's the Vengeance of Thor, that if you are on PS5, totally get it, you find it over here on the map. And I will do a short demonstration of it, so I got some footage of the ability, and I will just let you like sort of experience what the controller will do. So I cannot really show you it, yeah, you can listen to it in a way. So I'm gonna do the ability right now, and this is what the trigger will do. So you kind of get some weird feedback that you're really like charging up this powerful attack. It's basically a charged heavy attack from the previous games, but now it's an ability. And it's really weird. It's awesome. It makes me want to play Valhalla now on the PS5 for this small little feature. So if that's the case for more third-party games, then that's totally kind of a seller to play it on the PS5. Or like a seller, it makes it more attractive to play the game on PlayStation 5. But the PlayStation 5 is not perfect in the short time that I played with it. Like, there are some issues. I, for example, want to start Call of Duty from the PlayStation 5 dashboard. Not possible. I don't know why. I have to use the mobile app for that, which is quite strange. We of course have the activity cards, but I don't really know why they are used. Like, for example, for Valhalla, you have one activity card, 0%. And it will just like load the game normally. So I'm like, okay, why put these features in? The PlayStation 5 plays your new games and your old games really fast. The load times are insane. The DualSense feels great. Only the new features are just not ready for prime time yet. Oh, and of course that hard drive, like that we cannot extend that, is a huge problem. I'm really curious to hear your experience with the PlayStation 5. Let me know in the comments down below. And you can of course also leave a question there that I might answer in the next Sunday video. Last week I got a question from Vitabis, which is pretty straightforward. Would you recommend us buying the new Xbox or the PS5? I only have experience with the PS2 and PS4. And if you come from PS4 and enjoyed that system, then totally get the PlayStation 5. If you enjoyed the Xbox One, then totally get the new Xbox. Like, both systems are great, but because your games come over, it's a better jump to go to the console in the same sort of family. I gotta say though, the PlayStation 5 is the more exciting machine right now. It really gives more of a different experience. Like, the UI is different, the controller really adds something. While the Xbox feels more like a regular jump. Like, it all is like a better experience, but the UI is the same. The controller is a small improvement, but it's overall the same. And the Xbox sure has some features like quick resume that is not on PlayStation 5. So you can like have multiple games in the background, switch between them and pick up where you left off. Like, really miss that on the PlayStation 5. But at the end of the day, it's all about the games. And the PlayStation 5 has an insane lineup, and the Series X doesn't really have any noteworthy exclusives. So for Microsoft, we're still in that waiting game that we've been in for like a couple of years now, while Sony is bringing the bangers immediately. So that's why the PlayStation 5 has my sort of, I prefer the system right now, also because of the DualSense. But I think actually both systems are really great. So yeah, the gamers win. I think that's sort of the great conclusion. But I've always been like more of a PlayStation gamer, so those exclusives just speak more to me. Subscribe for way more on the PlayStation 5. Valhalla, I got way more guides and tips and tricks and other content coming your way. A like on the video would really help the channel out. Totally check the Discord, where you can chat Valhalla with me and other people. There will be a link in the pinned comment. And check out the previous video on my experience with Valhalla on the Series X, and just other Series X features for if you are curious. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.